Hi everyone, welcome to After Class with Ballet for All,
a podcast by two passionate adult ballerinas about all things adult ballet related.
and some random thoughts in between.
We're so glad you're here.
So grab your water bottle
Or a cup of coffee.
and join us for a quick chat after class. Hello, Hannah. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? It's good to see you.
Yay, doing well, thank you. So today in class, you wore some ankle weights. How did you feel?
It definitely makes it a little more challenging, which is good. That was the point. I feel like I've just kind of been at a point lately where I'm really trying to bump my strength up to the next level and just trying to brainstorm different ways of doing that. And rather than going for more repetitions, thought maybe trying the ankle weights would be a good idea. And I feel like it definitely is a good challenge. So it was fun to try it today and kind of see and hopefully keep doing it over the next few weeks and see if there's some results.
Definitely. How much weight does yours weight?
Oh my gosh, I threw the box away a long time ago and it said it on the box and it doesn't say it on the ankle weights. I would guess that they're each 3 pounds. So they're not that heavy, but it just gives you that little extra bit. And then it's nice because since they're just attached to your ankle pretty securely, it's like, especially for doing ballet stuff, you can move your leg around freely and it's not like they're going to fall off, it's a nice way to just increase some resistance and build strength.
Definitely. And it's funny because people will think like what we did today was very simple and you used it for the first exercises just for the releves. So basically lifting releves straight to point on all the basic positions and then you did it with the coupes. But what I found interesting about this one, it was that we didn't do 20 and you still felt the difference. What I mean by that is sometimes we think that we need to do 20, 25 or 30 and get really exhausted, really tired to get something out of it, when in reality, just start with simple repetitions, maybe 3, because it's more about quality than quantity sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I did see a difference on you as you were lifting up.
I think that's the hard part, at least for me, with navigating point and the conditioning side of point is just knowing when to stop, because obviously you have to push to get stronger, but then especially with point, you have to also make sure that you're being safe. And so I feel like it's such a fine line with point, and it's always hard to know, okay, do I push a little bit more or is this a good stopping point? And so I don't know if there's other adults that are listening that are on point that are also kind of struggling with the same thing, but I feel like it's a fine line.
It is. And I think that today's episode, everyone is going to relate to it. And it's basically what we've been talking now. What have you learned from ballet, right? Like life lessons that ballet had taught you. What about you, Hannah? So you learned almost when to stop. Almost. Not sure, but almost learning. So what else have you learned from ballet?
Ballet teaches us so much about life, and there's so many. I would even just say dance in general, because I thought about this a lot even when I was dancing salsa, that there's just so many lessons in dance that translate outside of the studio. And so, yeah, one of the ones that I think is probably highest on the list for me, and one that I've really been thinking about a lot lately, is being able to choose to enjoy exactly where you are right now in the process, because I think it's always easy to think that you'd be enjoying something more if something was different, whether that's like, if I was better at this, I would be enjoying it more. If I was skinnier, I would enjoy doing ballet more. If I was younger, I would be enjoying it more. But like, is that really true? Because I think being able to enjoy anything like in the moment is almost like a discipline that you have to acquire. And if you always think that something needs to be different in order to enjoy something or in order to be happy with where you're at, you're always going to feel that way, even if like all of your dreams came true, And so I think it's kind of interesting. I think you even see that a lot in like celebrity culture. It's like you see people that have everything and then they're like a mess, and I think that it's like, It's always easy to think, oh, if I was this, then I'd be happy, rather than just enjoying where you are. And so I think it's easy to waste so many moments that you could have been really enjoying the process and having fun learning if you're always just wishing that something about where you were at was different. So I don't know. That's what I've been really trying to remind myself and just work on, and like a lesson I've been trying to absorb. It's just like enjoy exactly where you're at right now in the journey. Like don't wish you were better. Don't wish you were a different size. Like don't, just enjoy it. Don't miss out, you know? So
It's so true. It makes such a big difference. Like if we link this to everything we ever talk in this podcast, if you have the perfect dance studio at home, you could start your online lessons. If you had the perfect bar, you could start the online lessons. You have a kitchen counter, you have a little bit of a space, move your couch back, move your chair back, and then you have the perfect bar and the perfect space in your home. So yeah, enjoy the now, enjoy the moment, enjoy what you got, and use what you have. It's your space, just use it and enjoy the moment. It's so much true.
yeah, I don't know why it's like human nature to always try to find a reason to not be satisfied. It's like, why are we always looking for reasons to think like, oh, if this one thing was different, then I'd be happier, then I'd be satisfied, or then I'd start doing it. And it's like, I don't know. I think the problem with that is then life is just passing you by and you're not doing the things you want to do at all, or you are doing them, but you're not enjoying them. And I think that's, I would hate to look back and realize someday down the road, like when I am a better dancer, and that's great, but then look back and be like, oh man, but I was kind of miserable the whole time I was achieving that. I was just like stressed out and just beating myself up all the time when I could have been having fun.
It's true. It's
what about you?
Hard. I think the first thing that always comes to mind, even when I was doing my degree, we had an assessment that asked, what is dance to us? And I said that dance to me was to be resilient. So I really learned so much with ballet. Like literally my entire life has been around ballet. And I just learned that there is so much challenges. Like we just face so many challenges physically, mentally, money-wise as well, because it's not just about whether you can do it or not, but whether you can afford to do it. And somehow, if you look back, you always overcome the challenge if you really want to. And even if you get injured, if you want to do it, you will recover, and you always step forward and you keep going, and nothing stops you if you really want to do it. And I learned that that's what dance or ballet is to me. It taught me to never give up. It taught me to keep moving forward. It gets hard. Like ballet never ever really get easy. Like find a day when you're saying, oh my God, the entire class was so easy. Never. And you don't sit back. You actually go and step forward and you keep challenging yourself. And that's what I love about ballet.
It's so true, because I think part of that resilience is it builds this ability within yourself to push yourself. You know, I think a lot of people just, they need someone to motivate them and to push them. You hear people say, oh, if I don't have a personal trainer, I just won't, I won't push myself, I won't work out. And I feel like dancers specifically are so good at really being able to find that motivation within themselves and almost like coach themselves to a degree to really get that extra little bit of effort out of something. And I think the ballet mindset just really builds that. I totally agree.
We are very perseverant people. Like, and I love that about dancers. Even now, when I say dancers, before I used to relate just to my professional dancers friends, right? And now when I talk dancers, mostly think about my adult students. Those are my dancers now. And I'm like, you guys have so much at home. Like it's work, personal challenges. But you make the time to come to your ballet class. And that's it, to being perseverant and resilient. Everything at home is happening, is crazy, is messy. I'm going to keep going with ballet. I'm not going to give up. And this is going to help me to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, it's so true.
What else have you learned?
There's that saying, and I don't know, I should have looked up before we started recording who said it, but someone said, comparison is the thief of joy. And I always feel like that's so true in dance and in my own experience. It's like there's nothing that will suck the joy out of a ballet class faster than like fixating on the other people in the room and comparing myself to them and trying to measure myself up to them. And it's something that it's a lesson I'm continually learning of just trying to avoid comparison and reminding myself that comparing myself to the people around me is going to like take the joy ultimately out of the experience of dancing. And one of the things that I think I've learned and tried to implement and still try to implement is just to replace the mentality of feeling like jealous of where someone else is at with being happy for them and being inspired by them versus feeling jealous and like defeated or like, oh, I'm never going to be as good as they are. Like, I wish I was like them. Choosing to look at the people in my classes or that I see on social media that are better than me and thinking, wow, good for them. Like, that's really inspiring. I hope someday maybe I can do that many pirouettes on point or whatever the thing is, rather than it just being a source of feeling bummed out.
Yeah,
Which is like it's way easier said than done. Like, I think it's really hard not to compare yourself to other people, especially in an aesthetic thing like ballet. It's different. You know, you think about basketball or something like that, and it's really just about your performance. Like, are you making baskets? Are you, scoring goals? Like, whatever the thing is. But I think for ballet, there's just so many other factors of comparison of like, oh, she's more flexible, she's more thin, she's prettier. Like, it's just such an aesthetic thing that I think the comparison part of ballet can so quickly just like take the joy out of it if you let it.
And it's sad because we are all so different that when you get to the ballet class, unfortunately, you're not going to be the tallest. Never. You're never going to be the tallest. Or if you are, you're never going to be the strongest, because then the taller you are, the harder it gets for you to create a strength. Mm-hmm. Or let's say that, you are tall and strong, but then you're having hard time coordinating because the limbs are longer. So you will never get to that perfection. So enjoy what someone else is doing and then enjoy yourself, what you have achieved at the moment.
This, for me, it's funny because this has actually been like happening in real time in my life because this summer at my in-person classes, the school part of our studio was on a break. So some of the younger students have been coming to our adult classes. And so there's been like these like beautiful girls that are probably like, I don't know, maybe like 17, 18, 19. I don't know how old they are. I just know they're younger than me, with their legs up to their ear. And I'm just like, okay. And the first couple of classes that these girls were in, I was just like, I am not enjoying this at all. Nothing personal. I just don't want to dance in the same room with someone whose legs go up that high and who are that skinny and perfect, and you're like so young and you're already that good. You have all this life ahead of you and you're better than like I'll probably ever be, all the thoughts. And so I've like really been having to sit with this one and be like, you know what? No, good for them. They're working hard.
It is true. And now, connecting this to something else that I learned from dance in general is that community, and mostly very recently. Like in ballet, my entire life, there has been community, but not really supportive community. We've been challenging ourselves, competing against each other since very young. So unfortunately, even though we are best friends in the school, we are best friends and great, as soon as we enter the dancing studio, that friendship is kind of like apart as we are students. But now, teaching adults, I learned totally different experience. I learned how is their community and support within everything in life, not just ballet, but from that ballet adult community, I'm learning exactly what you're doing to be supportive of. I might not be able to do my double pirouettes like them, but let's support them. Like, good, you did a great double pirouette. You did it, and just keep pushing, and like, let's keep supporting you, like keep having that community around you. And now when you look out of the dance studio, it is also outside. This is also in life. And I kind of learned to recognize it, to see it. I kind of learned as well to be more supportive of everyone.
Yeah, it's such a great community.
This has been a really fun episode. It's been like sometimes having these conversational topics, right, where people just get to relate to it. And I would love for anyone who wants to send any message, any comments of what have you learned from ballet? What are those life lessons that ballet or dance in general taught you?
Yeah, if you have a life lesson that you've learned from ballet, definitely send it in to us because that'd be really fun to hear. I'm sure there's tons more than the ones that we mentioned.
Well, that's it for today. Thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you in our next episode.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to After Class with Ballet for All.
Join the community on YouTube and Instagram, or come dance with us, our weekly Zoom classes for adult ballerinas like you.
Links included in the episode description. Special thank you to our sponsors.
See you next time after class. Podcast produced by Mission Bridge Media.